Hi, and thank you for tuning to the Fight Zone podcast. I'm Seth, and in this episode I talk with a young mixed martial artist from Australia. Nicolas is Youth IMMAFA Oceania Open champion under 52 kills. Nick impressed me on the tournament with his striking, and while being very young, he impressed me in our talk being very intelligent and determined toward his sport goals. An awesome young prospect to keep an eye on in the youth MMA scene in Australia. Follow his team at Instagram, Team Compton Training Center.
Why do we fight? To protect home and family. To preserve balance and bring harmony. For our kind, the true question is, what is worth fighting for? The Fight is All podcast.
Okay, we're on.
Yep.
How are you doing? How they have been?
Yeah, we're all good. We're good. Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with your story into combo sports. How you started training? Why? How you find your team? Stuff like that. And what was the reason to start training?
Yeah. So I started Kung Fu around 8.5 years ago. With Kung Fu, it wasn't practical, like for fighting, but it was my base. I started with that, and yeah, it was good. So when I was 12, I moved to Infinity Martial Arts, and I trained MMA and BJJ there with the kids. Then I eventually moved to the adults program there because I needed more of a challenge and wanted to learn more techniques. Then after 2 years of training at Infinity, I moved to Team Compton for like more training, more competition, more, a little bit better environment for me because I was taking it a little bit more seriously. And yeah, I started training I got really into it like when I was really young. I loved watching the UFC and I just wanted to try it.
How old was you when you started training at all?
I was 7. I'd say 7.
Yeah. Start pretty young though. Alrighty. So let's talk about the WAS competitions. It was a bit while ago, but nothing happened since then. So how you approached to your preparation to the WAS competition? What you did? Did you change anything to fit the rules? Like how you was preparing to this comp with your coaches?
Yeah. So I obviously no head punches for this one.
Yeah, that was
yeah. So I had to completely change my style. I normally start hitting the head and then body work. I'd incorporate all of it, but I had to just switch up my training for this, and I specifically trained for this for a month and a half.
Yeah, well, you still did a pretty good job with your striking. You did really good striking performance.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very technical. Your walk was good, and with good power behind them. Yeah, but yeah, well, your style was very interesting to watch on this comp because many other athletes, especially from the young ones, from you guys, they actually went more towards to wrestle.
Yeah.
Because of the rules, and you was kind of standing out that you was pushing more towards striking. And
Yeah.
it was for me because I'm organizing these comps since they started, like all 3 of them, and it was for me was interesting to watch the progress of how you guys approach those rules, because honestly I never compete under such rules without the hair strike. So for me it was interesting how from the first comp to the third you guys evolved. You actually start finding way to compete under these rules, and actually on the third comp was looking like really interesting, and you guys figured it out. That was like the first comp was kind of like everyone was kind of still hesitating how to approach. There was more hesitation. Obviously, like no one really was trained this way. On the third comp was quite different. You guys was actually performing. Everyone was like, oh, these guys are actually figuring it out. It's like now it's fun to watch, and yeah, and especially with you, you're staying out that you're actually striking it. While most of the guys approached, to wrestle it, for the win, you actually was trying, which was quite nice.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I I came in there with like the striking mind, like I just wouldn't stop punching, just keep attacking. I felt my jiu-jitsu was probably a little bit better than my opponents, and I wanted to like have a little bit more of fun, like a little bit more of a show to do striking. So yeah, that's how I approached the fight.
And it's very impressive, like while you being like a fairly young fighter, you were chaining your punches, which is not really easy when you're doing this without the body strikes. So that was also like really good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Uh, how you're training now? It's a bit awkward situation everywhere. How you approach with your training?
Well, now obviously there's no gym, there's no like friends to train with, there's no like sparring partners. So like it's been difficult. The main source was the Team Compton training tutorials that I was doing online. They were great, like awesome, like bag drills, shadow boxing drills, like jiu-jitsu drills, everything. Like that was the main source. I'd also use the cross trainer. That was one of the most effective ways of training, as it was like low impact and very like cardio intensive for me. That was good. And occasional runs, shadow boxing, drilling, jiu-jitsu. Yeah, that was the main sources of training for me.
So you said Padros, who is helping with your pads? You need a partner to hold your pads.
Oh, like a punching bag.
You
Punching bag
use
there.
you use the back. You have back home.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got bag, yeah.
Yeah, and how about your jiu-jitsu drills? Do you use dummy or you're doing like more like just ground drills?
Yeah, mostly ground drills, Sometimes I'd even use my sister for some drills just to make it a little bit more practical. But yeah, it's a bit hard.
Is your sister younger or older
Yeah,
than you?
she's younger. She's 10.
Okay, so I have done that. I've been there, done that. My sister is younger than me, and I was trying stuff, which our parent was not always happy, to be honest. But I know the things, so I would be naughty as well, like when I was quite younger.
Yeah.
Uh, so do you follow like a certain program or just do whatever it comes to your head now when you're training by yourself now?
Now I'd normally just do the same routine, I'd occasionally go for runs. I'd cross train at first, and then I'd do 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, 50 squats, and I'd do the team competent tutorials. Whatever ones they've done for that day.
You have like a daily routine from done from your team, yeah?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. At least you guys keeping in shape. So.
Yeah.
Uh, so how your studies are going outside the sport? I was talking with your mom, to get in touch with you, and yeah, you was in school. So how is the school going? Is it anything different at the moment, or like
No,
with
well,
all?
we recently just got back to school. So that was actually a big change for me because I got so used to doing everything online. That was pretty good because we'd have like free time to go train. That was my free time. So yeah, school's going good. Assignment season, but it's going good.
Yeah. So when you're training, do you do it before school or after school?
After
When you like to
school,
train,
yeah, after
you
school
you
at the
like
moment.
to train in the evenings more?
Start again. Sorry, it was cutting out.
Uh, you prefer to train in the afternoon?
Yeah, afternoon, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a morning person. Uh, yeah, sweet. It's uh, what you're dreaming for. What's your goal in the sport?
Ultimate goal is of course the UFC, but I'll just keep training hard, keep putting in effort, and we'll just see where it takes me.
Yeah, sweet. Speaking about UFC, like if you want to do an imaginary fight, like be your dream opponent to fight.
Oh, sorry, it's still cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right. If you like if we do imaginary fight, right? So
Yep.
and you can choose your opponent from the current UFC guys. Who would be your opponent that you actually wish to fight against?
Oh, it'll definitely be Conor McGregor. Yeah,
Or you wanna fight
yeah,
Conor?
definitely fight Conor. Try and beat him in the ground game. Be a lot of fun.
Oh, why is that? Why Conor?
Oh, just he's one of my favorite fighters. Yeah, just always like look at his technique, always analyzed him. It's just I just love to fight him.
Sweet. Okay. Let's approach if you're preparing yourself to fight Connor. What would be your strategy?
Oh, definitely my ground game. Like I just keep working on that ground game. Like submissions, mostly submissions, and I'd also work on my wrestling, my entries to the takedowns. If I was to like go for the win, I'd definitely go more ground game than stand up.
You're gonna Khabib him a bit?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We saw how that turned out, so hopefully.
Yeah. Well, the thing with him, he has like this very wide stance, which gives him this strong punch, strong left, but he's quite not very mobile to defend takedowns. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I think it's Khabib was like his kryptonite a bit because he's doing this sambo shoot, which is pretty wrong, and it was really like what he need to beat him. So he had like the worst star he can face.
hmm Yeah.
Who you want to see him fighting against next? Now
Connor or Habib?
Connor. Because
Connor.
now, if you have seen I think it was the last week or the week before last, Dustin Poirier did pretty good
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
with Tony Ferguson. Now he's kind of like getting into the game. Between Conor and Khabib. So maybe uh, he start to be talked about probably next opponents. Like who you want to watch him fight against
Uh,
next?
I'd always like want a rematch Habib versus Connor because I think Connor could like have a good chance of beating Habib if he work on his ground game a bit more. But yeah, I just want that. I'd want that rematch.
Mm. Okay. You wanna bet on it? I'm gonna be on Khabib's side.
Oh, I'll be Connor. Easy Connor.
Okay, you're Connor's fan. That's right. Um. So, heard anything from your team? Are you guys do you guys have any ideas when you might coming back? I heard recently like they talking something about 15th of June. I mean January for the clubs. My gym is also closed, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So I haven't really heard anything. I'm hoping late June is the latest to go back. I'm not sure if striking is gonna change like jujitsu. So I don't know if jujitsu is gonna come on later because that's a bit more like close contact. But I'm not
yeah,
sure. I'm hoping late June. So
yeah.
hopefully that.
Well, we all hope that it's gonna be sooner than later.
Yeah,
I'm prolonging long for the striking sport. Oh, well, I think after all that, like we have more strikers than grapplers because everyone is like pushing on striking now because pretty much striking is more has more favor from this side that you can actually practice a lot of striking by yourself if you
yeah,
have
of
heavy
course, yeah,
back or just small dumbbells. Then yeah, grappling you definitely need a partner. It's a bit harder.
definitely, yeah, totally agree with that.
Yeah, well, ground drills are good, but they're quite boring. I don't know for
Yeah,
you, but
it's a bit unpractical, especially if you don't have anyone to train with for like competitions and stuff. So.
yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. You can do balance. You can do like this specific drill. It gives you kind of flexibility, but it's not really the thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really the thing. So yeah, my prediction we're gonna see way more striking than grappling after this is over. Like
So I
yeah, will be striking. Yeah, sweet. Do you have any contacts? Social networks?
uh other than training, like just got friends and mainly training. That's all.
Yeah, Soul Train.
Yeah, my main source of friends is like training, so I love that.
Yeah, yeah, sweet. Alrighty. Tell me a story from your competition. competitions? Like something fun. Can you recall something just like that?
Let's have a look.
Okay, let's make it easy. Tell me your best competition.
Best competition.
Yeah, your
Um,
best performance. What
it's
should be?
probably my most recent one, to be
The
honest.
Oceania?
No, one after that. There was a jiu-jitsu one that I did.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what that was called. But yeah, I feel like my performance in that was awesome. Like I lost the first round. Uh, my competitor was like really experienced. Like he was from 10th Planet, very very experienced. No gi fighter, and I lost the first round to him. I found out my game plan. I knew what I had to do. So the second and third round, I had a goal and I focused to do like one thing, which was like take down, control, and pass the guard, and like just win on points for that. And I think my performance in that was probably the best jiu-jitsu uh, competition.
So was it with the same opponent or was another guy?
Same opponent. Same opponent.
Also,
Yeah.
it's kind of round robin stuff.
Yeah. Round robin. Best out of
Round robin.
three.
Yeah. That might be grappling industries.
I don't know if it was grappling industries at QBJJC Open, something like that. I forgot the competition name, but
Or maybe sub only. I don't know. Yeah, they're doing really stuff. Okay. Your worst performance.
worst before. Definitely when I first started. Yeah, definitely. Like I was so nervous. I was crapping myself. I was like just so feeling the pressure from myself. Just very nervous. Like my performance is so bad. I
What was the
remember.
competition?
Well, I'm not sure, but it was at a school. Yeah, I forgot the competition name, but
But
yeah,
what style was it? What rules like
jiu-jitsu,
grappling?
jiu-jitsu
Jiu-jitsu?
grappling. Yeah,
And was it gi no gi?
gi.
Oh, gi-com. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay,
remember
so
getting.
how you went about it? You know, it's always
Oh,
fun the first one.
well, I got hip tossed by this judo experienced judo fighter, and I like landed. It was like flat, like a massive hit, and I just got winded, and I was like super sore in my like sternum area for like 3 weeks. I'll never forget it. It was like, yeah, and I just became submissive that whole fight. It was just like I just like mental game. I just lost the mental game. It was like it was over. That was my first competition.
Yeah. Well, it's funny how different it is. Like you know, on when you're still fresh and like one thing like that can actually like you're like oh like you just pretty much like give up away the fight to finish because you make one mistake like when you
Yeah,
go a bit further make couple of matches like yeah it's wherever you make a mistake you keep
of
fighting. It's
course.
very
Yeah,
interesting how this evolves into people.
yeah, definitely.
How many competitions you have? Do you count them or matches?
I don't actually count them. Uh, yeah, I don't count them. I'd say like at least off the top of my memory, at least 20, at least 25 at the moment. Like jiu-jitsu competitions and like obviously one MMA competition.
Oh, this was your first MMA one.
Yeah, first MMA
Have
competition.
you done any striking calls before, like
No, I haven't.
kickboxing? Oh, wow. Oh, you did pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was actually thinking that you have some like at least the walkout like kickboxing ones or some striking comps or sand or something because your striking was really good.
Thank you. Yeah, first competition, first one,
Oh,
striking.
oh, that's nice. That's nice. You know, look very promising and hopefully if when this goes away like and if we're able to make like a national Yao team it's going to be interesting to see you progressing into it. They're supposed to be actually Yao World Championship in Kazakhstan and then the
Yeah.
World Championship supposed to be in Rome, but like
Oh, awesome.
now everything is messy so like I don't know
Yeah.
what's really going on so
Well, none of us do at the moment. It's a
No,
bit.
no, we just waiting. No one asks us nothing. We just wait to see like when they're gonna train first, and I think once they was to train, there will be world competition because all organizers are like kind of waiting. Like there was a lot of things postponed. So like I think there will be like a bunch of competitions like on the same
Just
dates on the
yeah.
first week straight
Of
away.
course. Yeah. That's probably gonna happen. Everyone's desperate.
Yeah, and you guys, you have like a lot of rule sets to choose what you want to do.
Yeah, a lot of variety when they first start.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to, if you of course use some, give any contacts for people to follow you, like if you use Facebook or Instagram or something?
Uh, I haven't started an athlete page yet. Actually, I should probably do that soon. But shout out to my coaches, Elliot the Dragon Compton, Steve Compton, Jaden Binney, Matt Seaton, and all my training partners at Team Compton. I don't have any YouTube or Instagram yet.
That's good. You don't need to be too distracted at the moment. You have
Yeah,
school, you have training. That's good. Sweet. Well, you want to add anything to that?
I'm all good. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Say hi to the family. Thank you for for helping me to make this contact. And yeah, hope to see you soon performing.
Thank you. See you soon.
Have a good one.
You
Cheers.
too.
Thank you for listening to the Fight Zone podcast. Subscribe in your podcast app to receive the next episodes, where I talk with other champions and officials after IMMAFA Oceania 2020. Stay strong and stay safe. This episode is brought to you by Tambourine Spring Water. Visit tambourinSprings.com.au or call 0434 952 449 to order your water today. Tambourine Spring Water is a local business situated on Mount Tambourine. Their water is bottled at the source on their 163-meter deep privately owned spring. The spring provides access to a free-flowing underground stream, which is where their premium quality spring water comes from. It then goes through a very strict sediment and UV filtration process to ensure the final product remains both consistent and of brightest quality. It is then bottled and stored until it leaves for the client's home or office. Most water companies in Australia all cart their water from a contractor before being processed and then bottled, which leaves lots of room for contamination and foreign bodies entering the water. In Tambourine Springs, it's a matter of minutes from when the water is extracted from the spring into a bottle, which is then sealed and stored into a cool, dark environment. The spring water is naturally bacteria-free and passes all quality tests prior to filtration. Despite that, Tambourine Springs water have one of the strictest filtration systems, so there is no room for error when it comes to your drinking water. They do not add any chemicals whatsoever to the drinking water. The only thing the filters are doing is removing sand and sediments that comes naturally with the water. The three-stage system is there to ensure no bacteria have found its way into the water. When you purchase your water from Tambourine Spring Water, you know you will receive the best spring water Southeast Queensland has to offer from a local family on a mission to provide the best service and quality. Water companies are often blamed with a good reason for polluting the environment with plastic bottles. This is not the case with Tambourine Spring Water. Your water is delivered to your door in 50 or 20-liter bottles, and your used bottles are collected, disinfected, and refilled again, so zero plastic waste goes into the environment. Me and my family are also using Tambourine Springs water way before they decided to sponsor this podcast. By experience, once you drink real spring water for a while, you cannot drink from the sink anymore or any commercial waters from the supermarket because it smells bad and has a bad taste. Ridiculously enough, in Australia you can mix 50% of the water with tap water and label and sell it as spring water. This is not the case with Tambourine Springs water. I personally know the family who owns it, and I have been numerous times in their small factory to see my water being bottled straight from the spring after the filtration process. Majority of my team also purchase their drinking water from Tambourine Springs Water. Find out more at tambourinSprings.com.au or call 0434 952 449 to order your water today.